how we insert data in our database, how we insert new queries in the database. Here's the process. Two ways we can go ahead with. Yesterday we have already discussed this stuff, that either we can go with command prompt or using PHP script. So command prompt, I have already shown you yesterday that using the command prompt we can go ahead with so here it is, MySQL bin and then MySQL. So this is our command prompt. So either we can use this command prompt or we can use our PHP that I've shown you already, that using PHP you can connect to your database or you can create queries, and you can again after running your query you can close the MySQL database connection. So how all these can be done with PHP, today I'm going to discuss that. Means how to insert a record into database, we are going to work on that. So here is the syntax and some points related to insert query. Before insertion we need to follow the steps. Connection should be established. That is, again, I have told you yesterday that we have to establish a connection with database, MySQL database, before doing any kind of operation on the database, because if there is no connection, we don't have any medium to access the database and manipulate data or doing any kind of job with database. So first of all we are going to create a connection. Once the connection is created, normally if you are having MySQL installation on your local server, then definitely you will be having administrator rights. But if you are working on a shared server, then for example in your organization or you are doing some kind of other work on some shared server, so you should have administrator rights. If you don't have rights, you have to ask your administrator to provide you all the rights that are required by you. Either those are insert rights, either those are update rights or delete rights, what kind of rights you should have in order to do any kind of updation or insertion into database. Next is MySQL query is to be executed specifying what data to be inserted in table. In this point, it is made clear that in order to insert a particular row into database, we have to define first of all the columns in which we want to have the values, and then sequentially as per the column names we will be having the values for each column. So this is basically the syntax of inserting a particular row into a table in a database. So insert into, then there would be table name, then in first braces we will be giving columns in which we want to insert the values. It is not mandatory that every time we insert value in each and every column. Some columns might be optional for us. For example, I have shown you yesterday. Here you can see not null. Where not null is checked simply means that these fields are mandatory. Without passing the values for these fields, no row will be inserted into database. So where not null is checked simply means that these fields are mandatory. Rest of the fields are optional. You can leave them blank. If you don't pass anything, they will be blank. So for enumerated data type, what we can do, if we don't pass any group, we can give a default value for a group. We can have A saved even if there is no value passed from the front end by the user. So this is the syntax of inserting row into database. So here you can see, if our column 1 is string data type, we should use value 1. Now we have to take care of that the columns in our database are either strings or integers. Strings simply means either they are var, chars or text, and integer simply means if they have data type int or they can be float, means it basically depends upon value. If it is a numeric value, then we can simply pass the value itself. But if it is a string going to be saved, then we have to pass that string value in quotes. I think that is understood. For each and every string we use in PHP, we put quotes around it, either single quotes or double quotes. I think this is understood. So we don't have to, means we have to take care of it, but this is not a new thing, new concept. I have already explained that using a string should be enclosed into quotes. So this is the syntax of insert query. So till now, here you can see we have run an insert query to insert some values into database. So let's insert a query in database using this command prompt. Then I will let you know how to use insert query into PHP. For example, this is our table. I'm having these fields: student ID, student name, student class, class group, and contact number. So I'm going to insert into students. Then I'm going to give the columns where I want to insert the value. I will do student underscore name. See here, if you people remember, yesterday we have discussed that ID field I have given auto increment. If you can see the structure here, ID field is auto increment. So if I don't give any value for this ID field, I don't insert, while inserting I don't give any value for ID field, it will be automatically taken 1 plus of the previous maximum value. Here the maximum ID value is 5, so 6 will automatically be taken for ID. So we don't have to insert any value into ID field. It will be auto incremented by 1 by default. Then we have student name, student class, class group, and then contact number. Now I will do values, then I will take values like this. Means this is simply just to make readability. You can write this query on single line as well. So here I will take student name like Amit, classes we can have like 5th class, then we can have class group as B, and contact number we can take, because here you can see this student name is a string, student class is a string, class group is a string, contact number is integer, so we can take it without quotes. Even we can take it into quotes, but it will work if we go ahead with without quotes as well. So this way we can have this like this. So when I will run this query, so okay, I think I have to increase the range of the column. I can make it big int. Let's take into quotes itself. I will take another student name like Sumit, class is 6th, group is A, and number can be anything. So here you can see the table data. We got it inserted 7 Sumit, and this is the value. These are the values: Sumit 6th, A, and this. So this is the insert query. How we can insert data into database using insert query. So this is insert query using command line. This again is a command line for MySQL database, because we are writing that a query into the tool itself in the area provided to write the queries. So this is the way to write queries using command line or direct server tool. Even we can write the query here as well. This is the command line, and this is a tool to write the MySQL query. So both mean same and different thing. So I would prefer to use this tool. You can use MySQL Bench. There is a tool called MySQL Bench that is open source, and you can get it downloaded, and you can write down your query, because this tool basically increases the readability. So I'm using this tool to make you people understand more clearly about the database stuff. Okay, so this is the insert query. First of all, we have to give the keyword insert into, then I will give the table name, then I will take the columns, and then I will use the values keyword, and then the value for each column. So when I run this query, it will insert a new row. Here in this case, ID would be 7. See, ID is being auto incremented. Last ID was 5, then inserted Amit, ID became 6, then ID became 7. So it is auto increment. It will increment itself. We don't have to provide it its value while inserting a new row. Line tool, command line window. Then if we press enter, we will be simply moved to the next line with this arrow until we give a semicolon. So giving a semicolon and then pressing enter simply will execute. Simply it means that the server will take that this query is complete, and now the user wants to run it. So after pressing entering the semicolon, if we press enter, the query will be executed. Before that, before having a semicolon, if we press enter, it will take to the next row with this arrow. So this arrow is not the part of the query. It simply lets us know that now it is the continuation of previous query and you are on the next line. So this basically tells us that thing that I have explained. So here is insert query. I have told you that how we can use the insert query using the command line. Now here the method is shown how we can use the insert into command into our PHP MyQuery function. How we can insert a row into database using the PHP stuff. So here are the steps, basic steps that I have already explained. Implement MySQL connection, then input form to get the values from user, then insert the script. So today I will show you how we are going to create this. So for that, I'm going to build a simple form first. That will give you more better idea. So here I'm going to take a form. Then I'm going to take action. So I think you people might be aware of that what action is. Action would be the script where I will be going after submitting this page. So I will take it index.php. Then would be giving method. So this would be submission method. I'm taking it post. So here let's take input columns, input HTML elements for the columns that we are having in the database. Like first we will be taking student name. Input type is equal to text, name is equal to student name, then I will be taking a break tag, br tag, then I will be taking student class. So for student class I will be taking a select box. Name is equal to student class. So I will be taking option value equal to a. Okay, it is for class. So I will be taking first. Here I will be writing first. Then we will be having same way second, third, fourth, then fifth, then sixth. So it will be second, third, fourth, fifth, then sixth. So if I take it here, welcome.php. So here is my student name, then student class. You can see the drop down. Here I'm going to select the class from this drop down. Then I will be having class group. Again I will be taking class group as drop down, because for student class I don't want user to enter the value. It should come from a drop down. User should have to select a value. Similar way as class group, we are some defined class groups like A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I don't want user to enter that value. Means I don't want user independent to enter any value for these fields. I want that user should select at least means the value that from the group of values that I want to have. So I'm taking select for them. I'll be taking here class group. So for class group, if you people remember, yesterday we have taken, it is an enumerated field and its values are either A, B or C, and default value I have given A. So here only 3 values will be there that we have taken as enumerated field. I will take A, B, C. Here I can take group A, group B, and group C. Now, notice one thing. Here the values that are shown in drop down are group A, group B, group C, but the value that will be sent to the database will be this value, not this value. This is basically the text for an option in select drop down, but the value that will be passed on the post or after submission will be these values, whatever given in the value field. It will not pass the group A, group B, group C, it will pass A, B and C. So let's close it, we don't require it. Here you can see, and now I will take the fourth column, that is contact number. So for contact number, again here is our form that we are going to use to insert a value into database. Now we will be having a submit button. Input type is equal to submit, name equal to user submit, and value would be save user data. So this value will be the text that will be displayed over the button. So here you can see. So I'm taking two BR tags only to make it more readable. So here you can see we are having 4 fields: student name that user is allowed to enter, then student class that user will be selecting, then class group that again user will be selecting, and contact name number. Here you will be entering the contact number. Now see, for these fields I can have a default value. For example, I will take a default value for here only. So value would be blank, and I would be keeping it select. So here you can see here we are having select value. Now this, if we don't select a group either from A, B or C, so it will pass a blank value, and if we get the blank value for class group, it will take the default value that we have given A. So this field basically becomes optional now. We may or may not select any value for this particular class group because it is given, there is no notional check in the database, as well as I have given the default value for it. So if we don't pass any value, it will take the default value A for this particular field. So this is our form. Now here we need to check one thing. Let's comment it for now. So now if we submit this page, as we have taken action as input.php, so the control will go to index.php. Index.php we have taken the action, so the control will go to index.php now. So here we will check if not empty $_post, because we have taken our form submit method as post. So first of all, once we have submitted, we will examine that what values we are getting from the form. So I will be doing it like this. I will be doing print_r. Print_r, I have already explained you that this is to examine an array, that what is going to be, what is passed, or what are the values of an array. So here I will be doing $_post. So if I take it as Amit, class first, I don't select a group, and I give contact number something like that. When I click on save user data, you can see I'm getting the post array with student name Amit, student class, then contact number, then user submit, value of the submit button. I think it is. I'm selecting and group set. See, here I'm selecting group B. Now see what would be the value of this thing. So see, the value for student class is B, not group B. Okay, this is class group. group, if I do the group C, here you can see the class group is C. It is not group C. Why? Because the value given is A, B and C. So this will be treated simply as text. Value that will be passed will be this value.